tag.
Here's Zubats. A lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Here is a list of the NBA's most adept passing teams this season. These are your assist leaders. In second, the Rockets. 4th spot held by the Lakers.
These two teams have really passed the ball well all season. They share it, they move it. It's really a pleasure to watch how they approach the game.
Some changes for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for LeBron. Brandon Ingram comes in for Josh Hart. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Lonzo Ball. Got a piece of it. Pocket 6. Ennis. Rebound the Lakers. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Well, also great execution. Let's not forget about that. Being active gets you only so far if you lack the discipline.
He threw good. AI.
You know, after going undrafted, AI fought hard for his spot in this league. He loves to play the game.
Wagner, he's checked in for the Lakers. Rockets trail. And here is Carter Williams. Nene, the screen. Carter Williams kicks to Nene. Back to Carter Williams. Here's Onuaku, guarded by Kuzma. Shot from free throw range, and good that time. Kuzma's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, man, he's just toying with the D. Look how well AI sees everything that's going on around.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's guarded by AI. Rejected by AI. Nene, the...
Natapon ko, guys. Sabi mo ganun ako pa sa akin, ha?
Green. Here's AI. He had 16 points in the win against the Nuggets in Denver.
And a lot he gave him on that other end of the floor. Don't forget about that. His defense was a big factor. He ended up 3 steals.
Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. Now Carter Williams poked away. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Onuaku. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
I like seeing Carter Williams thread the needle perfectly, setting up his teammates in the pick and roll.
Now, here's AI. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting to it.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Los Angeles on top, up by 4. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Listen, early on taking the lead, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, right. Only the first quarter. Don't over-panic. It seems like their strategy is working. We'll see if the other side can counter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Houston, we've got Michael Carter Williams. He's out there with Harden. Nene is out there with Ennis. And it's Onuaku in at the 4 slot. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, of course, there's no shortage of storylines in Los Angeles. Now, last season, some people thought that Lakers coach Luke Walton had lost his players. The front office seemed slow to come to his defense. Walton was a high-profile hire from Golden State in 2016, and you wonder, the players will remain committed to their young coach. They can't start winning more regularly. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you.
It's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official Hart Award.
Bangs on the trifecta.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that the three-point shot is a primary weapon.
AI outside. From down in the low post, it goes. AI's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection. That's been a positive for them thus far and a negative for their opponent.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, you're just not going to win many committing turnovers at the rate they did. That was just outrageous.
Look, and then to compound the problem, they failed to force mistakes with their defense. Just too much turnover differential.
And the Lakers with some changes. LeBron's checked in for Wagner, and it's Fallen for Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Anderson the screen. Ball outside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And that's now 6 points for Chris Paul.
Paul, he's teaching the class in how to work off screens. He can do it on ball or off.
AI passes to McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Gordon. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, he's showing how effective he can be. It's crucial that Gordon plays with confidence close to the bucket.
McGee is screen. AI dishes to McGee. Now here's Paul. Defense is right there. Houston moving the ball around. Capella kicks to Gordon. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
The feed to McGee. Back to AI. Chipped away. Paul with the steal. Here's Harden. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Oh, great movement there.
And the Lakers call time here. As you talk about IQ for the game, skill, and competitive desire, you can rival Chris Paul.
Well, his buddies LeBron and Wade tease him about having a Napoleon complex. But whatever the reason, his motivation is perfection. It's impossible to steal.
Beasley's checked in for Los Angeles. Josh Hart comes in for me. James Harden getting it done for
James, big first half.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. The second half just about to get going here. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Houston in the lead. Gordon inside. James covering. They get a hand on it. Capella against McGee. Capella, the pass to Anderson. Shoot. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And a chance here to see our rookie watch. The biggest point-producing freshman over the last 10 games. Fifth on the list, AI.
And, you know, they've given him some more responsibility offensively in these past 2 weeks. He's responded.
And it's Gordon missing.
They haven't been able to get their legs under them since coming out of the locker room. 0 for 4 to start them.
And again, the Lakers, no good. Houston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Inside, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. James dishes to McGee. Back to LeBron for the lead. It's good from long range. LeBron's got 10.
He's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
The Rockets have gone 0-4 and yet to find the mark. On the wing, Harden. He's got 15. Anderson trying to free himself up. Capella kicks to Harden. Gordon, the pass to Harden. Chris, you had a lengthy NBA career. From what you observed, talk about the differences in how various coaches hold practices and try to teach.
You just want to keep guys motivated. You want guys to listen and then execute. And whatever you can do to get their ear, gain their trust, and then get them to go out there and execute. So if you're on a veteran team, you may have a smaller practice but with more intensity. Meaning maybe you only practice an hour of live work going back and forth and scrimmaging, whereas if you're a young team, you might be able to expect 2 hours of scrimmaging every day. Do the players understand the culture? Do they understand the tenets of the offense and the defense? And usually coaches coach by that need and necessity of the team as opposed to just having one structure. So in Washington, we had practices, and with Coach Bernie Bickerstaff, we had 3 days during training camp, as opposed to in Sacramento later in my career, it would be 1 practice because we're all old. We need to make sure that we get the most intensity out of this practice and then save our legs for the game.
And the Lakers with some changes. Wagner, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Ingram comes in for LeBron. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Hart.
That's what every team needs, guys getting after the offensive board.
Rockets trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Zubac is checked in for the Lakers. The Lakers have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4-7 from the foul line tonight.
Oh, yeah, look. You can see how Ingram has developed in his short time in the NBA. Gotten a little stronger, attacking the basket. He's the former number 2 pick, and he's getting steam with confidence. And maybe one day he can be an elite scorer. He's starting to develop a little bit of a killing instinct when he has the ball.
And it's Green missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Production beyond the arc. The attacking mentality that AI has, he's going to take whatever the D gives.
And with Ingram, he now wants the ball and wants to attack defenders each time down the floor.
Yeah, Kevin, and that doesn't just mean he's doing it with scoring. He's become a great driving kid playmaker as well. Now, for me, the next step for him is to emerge as a vocal leader, something that the LA office is hoping he can become.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that when he gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
AI dishes to Caldwell Pope. AI sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. Clock at 4. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. AI from long range.
Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one, but he's got the lift to be the first one, too.
Nene kicks to Green. Stolen by AI. Here's Wagner. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And good coming on the assist by AI. AI's got 5 assists tonight. Green kicks to Paul. Over AI. Misses and the dry spell continues. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the pour.
What's up? With some changes. James checked in for Brandon Ingram. Josh Hart comes in for Contavious Caldwell Pope. And AI subbed in for Lonzo Ball. The Rockets also changing it up. Gordon's checked in for Capella, and it's James Harden in for Nene. Taking a look at the Rockets. Ball out there with Harden. Then there's Gordon, and it's Green, and it's Ennis in at the 5. AI kicks to McGee. To take the lead. It's good!
And this atmosphere is banana.
Guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 1. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And usually you want to go for the 2-for-1 here to maximize the clock.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, JaVale McGee.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look.
Ang ganda ng pasa. Up screen.
Traveling.
Kakapela. Ang traveling dyan. Galing sa pasa eh. 1, 2,
3.
Ay, ganun talaga sa kanila. Wala nang tawag din. Ang ganun sa kanila.
You can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 3. 12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Anderson the screen. Paul kicks to Gordon. And here's Anderson from the arc. No good from three-point territory.
Gordon loves it. The game is on the line. It's really when he comes alive.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in the post. What a show they put on here.
Tinira ko na lang pagpasa sa akin kasi ano pa eh. Ilan pa ba yung oras? Saan mo nakikita yun? Ooh. Hindi kita. Ayan. Tira ko na lang. Oh. Ayun, may oras ko. Tagal.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's going to happen. How is this thing going to play out?
Oh, folks.
11 points. Bisit na bisit si Mokon.
Pagbugan.
Bakit kasi jersey namin?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jetson. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Philadelphia. The 76ers go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And for Los Angeles, Pretty equal matchup tonight. They're hoping to grab a road win.
Di ba hindi tumitira ng 3 points yan?
Hustling Philadelphia on I-95, a gorgeous night for basketball. Welcome to the city of brotherly love. It's the Lakers, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg. And the 76ers with some changes. Saric has checked in for Ben Simmons. Smith comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Fulton for T.J. McConnell. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Michael Beasley. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for LeBron. And AI subbed in for Lonzo Ball. So for the Lakers right now, Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Ivica Zubac is out there with Kyle Kuzma, and it's AI in at the point guard position. Saric passes to Fultz. Count that one. Fultz has got his first points of the night. Now we're getting into the grind-it-out part of the season, Clark. Should we expect rookies now, you think, to start feeling the length of the NBA season about now?
You know, that varies from individual to individual. I know when I was a rookie, it happened for me probably after about the 40th game or so. And I just was flat. I was still putting up decent numbers, but I just felt lethargic. And then all of a sudden, after a week and a half or so, it just kind of went away, and I finished that rookie season strong. So every rookie's different. Some rookies never hit the wall, Kevin, but most do in some form or fashion.
And teams are all on top of this, aren't they? I mean, they know there's a chance it's going to happen, so they prepare accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's rare when a rookie doesn't hit it, but for some it might be an extended wall. For others, it might be a short wall.
Here's AI, and that one goes long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Johnson kicks to Fultz. Back to Johnson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Fultz with the ball. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Stolen by AI. Here's Ingram. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Hey, I know Ingram looks a little wispy and light, but his strength is deceptive.
Wagner, he's checked in for the Lakers. The 76ers trail. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. I had a chance to talk with head coach, Brett Brown.
That's right, Kevin. Now you see where the game changes from where it used to be. He said tonight they've got to get back. And if that means giving up offensive rebounds, so be it. He thinks good transition defense is the biggest difference in their chance at winning. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Out of bounds will be 76ers ball. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Thunder. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, the Lakers, 5 games behind.
And I think for the Lakers, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I'm not sure how long they'll be able to stick around up there, but so far it's been a lot of fun to see how much progress they're making.
Chandler, no good. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Wagner, good. Wagner's got his first basket.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
Volts kicks to Johnson. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Chandler. Shoots over Kuzma. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Lakers on top, up by 1. Live from... A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making...
Not knowing English, obviously.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
We've got Johnson. Markelle Fultz out there with Smith. Then it's Dario Saric, and it's Chandler, and it's a three. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
You know, the toughness Saric possesses is really pretty impressive. A guy who lost 6 teeth in a game one time and kept on playing. Wow.
Simmons checked in for the 76ers. Redick comes in for Smith, and the Lakers also making a switch. James checked in for Ingram. It's good. And the Lakers lead by.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Last break, the Lakers, AI with the ball. The layup missed.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And, you know, it was clear early on that Kyle Kuzma is going to be a great scorer. He had no problem putting up big numbers in his rookie season. And many feel, and I'm with them, this is just the start. And he has plenty of upside in other areas of his game. This guy is all-star caliber in time.
I really like the awareness from Fultz. That has an ability to know when one of his guys is wide open.
And there's the pass to James. Here's Simmons. He's coming off a 16-point game against Phoenix.
And it's always terrific when Covington gets going down in the paint. I mean, this guy can score the ball from anywhere on the floor.
AI outside. Embiid with the steal. Outside, Simmons. Over in the corner, Fultz. Shot clock at 5. He feeds it to Embiid. Another shot. Hangs in the air, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on LeBron James.
You know, you got to love watching Embiid play the game because he has such great passion and really a drive to be great.
And last year, we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, of course, there's no shortage of storylines in Los Angeles. Now, last season, some people thought that Lakers coach Luke Walton had lost his players.
Some changes here for the 76ers. Saric has checked in for Embiid. Johnson comes in for T.J. McConnell. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Fultz. And then for Los Angeles, Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Beasley. Ingram comes in for LeBron. And AI is subbed in for Lonzo Ball. There's a good screen. There's AI with a 3. Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Lakers. And Philadelphia has possession. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Yeah, I think they were totally checked out, Greg. At least that's what it looked like. When you play that kind of defense, you expect to lose.
Kuzma with the screen for Caldwell Pope. Passes it to Kuzma. Out to AI. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The run, and there it is for him. Caldwell Pope's got the game tied up here for the Lakers. Philadelphia has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Screen by Simmons. Shorts with the screen for Chandler. Over Caldwell Pope. Chandler, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. And here's AI. The tray. No, that last second attempt there. So the clock runs out with this. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the third quarter starting here now. Ben Simmons really making a difference here. Some changes for Philadelphia. Darts checked in for Ben Simmons. Chandler comes in for Robert Covington. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And then for the Lakers, Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Beasley. Josh Hart comes in for Caldwell Pope. And AI is subbed in for Ball. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Hart. Kyle Kuzma is out there with JaVale McGee. Then it's AI. And it's James in at the small forward position.
You know, we're over a year now into the Magic era of the Lakers front office, and Magic showed no hesitation shaking things up with trades, and I think he also did a solid job in the draft as well.
Screen by Sharch. Fultz with the ball. AI picks him up. Shot clock at 6. Here's Redick. It's deflected. Fast break. The Lakers trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Pass to Fultz. Over to the left wing. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Lakers trail by 4. And this Lakers front office, I think almost every fan, Clark, would be pleased with the job they've done.
I agree. I mean, they didn't have a ton to work with and made the right move. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of bumps along the way, but still ended up landing some outstanding free agents.
He dishes it to Redick. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And there's the foul. He'll go on Josh Hart. That is his first foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for the 76ers. And then for Los Angeles, Zubac is checked in for JaVale McGee. And it's Ingram in for James. Chandler's shot, good.
And this guy has great physicality. I mean, it's understated in some cases, but he absorbs contact well and finds a way to finish despite being hit.
AI from long range. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Fultz has got 4 rebounds in this game. AI, Los Angeles with another miss.
I think these are the shots he's got to avoid taking. I mean, already struggling. He's not helping his team right now looking at those shots.
Chandler kicks to Fultz. Johnson to screen. Just 5 to shoot. Some solid defense from Ingram. Lakers trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Boy, you're asking for trouble anytime you let Kuzma get established inside. This guy knows how to score against tough defense.
Johnson to screen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see which players have had the most success from the stripe this month. J.J. Redick is 3rd.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavered.
AI kicks to Zubac. Here's Hart, covered by Redick. Zubac the pass to Ingram. There's AI with a 3. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Washington. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, the Philadelphia 76ers, 6.5 games behind them.
And seeing where the 76ers are, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Robert Covington's checked in for Chandler. And Simmons subbed in for J.J. Redick. Beasley's checked in for Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Knocked away. Covington kicks to Fultz. Sharch with the screen for Fultz. Another miss by Philadelphia. Now, here's a... He's got 8. And it's Simmons. Oh!
Hey. Wow. And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
It's still... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Markelle Fultz. And then for the Lakers, LeBron comes in for Ingram. And AI is subbed in for Lonzo Ball.
And the Australians sends a star in the making, folks. Thanks really in part to that tremendous skill set to go along with that gigantic frame.
T.J. McConnell is out there with J.J. Redick. Then it's Simmons. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Sharch in at the 4 slot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. And Philadelphia making a change here. Covington's checked in. On the wing, James. Defended by Covington. It's stolen by Sharch. Caldwell Pope against Redick. He can't hit that time. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. James against Covington. Into AI. Trying to break that ice cold streak. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. That's 3 quarters right on target.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
Lakers trail by 9. Caldwell Pope kicks to AI. And again, no good by the Lakers.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. Because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul.
You know, what's interesting about AI, some guys fall apart after going undrafted. You know, he took that as a personal challenge, and he's played with a real chip on his shoulder ever since.
And Sharch kicks to McConnell. Stolen by AI. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 10 points for AI.
And these are shots AI can make. Confident when it comes to shooting from the inside.
Here's Redick. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Redick's got the lead back up to 9 now for the 76ers. Caldwell Pope pushes to AI. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And this speaks to the assertiveness of AI. Knows he has the green light to shoot off the catch.
Stolen by AI. There's 39 seconds left in the 4th quarter. From deep, James sinks it. And now they trail by just 4.
Man, it's so good to see LeBron James rise up with confidence from deep. That's a part of his game that he continues to improve on, and it's actually become quite efficient.
Simmons checked in for Sharch. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Ball's checked in. And now we've got the intentional foul. So the 76ers win it. It was for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jetsman. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Charlotte Hornets. Checking out the Hornets, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And Kemba Walker, a leader for this team, a catalyst. Kenny, talk about what he brings to the table.
Winning. You know, we saw that at Connecticut, where he led his team to the national championship. And he's fearless in the big moment.
And you like his work ethic. He's gotten better. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The Hornets hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team. A whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Chris, you did a lot of work from the high post. I know that you've got guys you admire that do their best work from around the circle, up high with the nice view of the court.
Yeah, when I think of Big Marc Gasol, the first thing that comes to mind to me is his passing and that little tippy-toe jump shot of his.
Yes.
15 and 17 foot out is so deadly. How about LaMarcus Aldridge and what he does there in Coach Popovich's system? But you know who I want to see do it, and I think would be the best out of all, Kevin? It's Kevin Love. This is who Kevin Love used to be.
Yeah.
If now Kevin Love could also get and help facilitate in that area, along with shooting threes and posting up as he normally does, one of the best things about Kevin Love is his passing. And when you get to play at that high post, Kevin, if you have guys that can shoot, if you can pass, if you can dribble, like a Kevin Love can do, he can get other guys involved in that. So I love seeing the LaMarcus Aldridge, the Gasols, but I want to see Kevin Love more than anybody in that position because I think he'd be the best at it.
That's a great observation. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Beasley is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's AI. Then it's Ingram. And it's Hart in at the 2. Beasley the screen. AI from long range. They get it back. A second chance effort. And Beasley puts it in.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Parang shooting guard na ako, parang lang gawin.
There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. Now, here's Hernan Gomez. Zubac's defending. Here's Parker. Cans the 12-footer. Parker's got his first bucket of the night.
And able to get it done once again in close. Just one of the ultimate finishers at the rim.
Ingram kicks to Hart. Beasley the screen. Here's Hart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Just 3 to shoot. Parker with the steal. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Parker's running. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Kid Gilchrist against Ingram. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
And that one's good. Ingram.
That's just great work inside. Ingram showing the tool set.
Parker outside. He feeds it to Lamb. From deep. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the...
Kaya mo, dami ng gano. Daming PM sa akin, little like that daw.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the
well, it means extra possession, and that's certainly reflected in the score right now.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. You got Brandon Ingram. Rajon Rondo is out there with a Dennis Beasley. And it's 2 bucks in at the 5, down low. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, AI in their last time out against the Sixers really had a big game. Picked up 12 points and also was a pest on defense with a lot of steals. It's a great combination for a guy who seems to be more of a role player for this team. We'll see what he can do at the table tonight, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you very much. What kind of carryover guys you think we'll see for him tonight?
Well, we know his confidence level has to be high coming into this game. Physically, he might be a little worn down, but mentally, he's got to be feeling very good.
Well, and worn down or not, I'm sure he'll be a big factor here tonight. His presence is so valuable.
And C-Web, so many talk about the 2001 Lakers and how they might be one of the greatest teams to ever play. You saw their talent firsthand. What do you think?
Nanap ako kanina. Bakit daw?
I think they have Kevin, the Hall of Fame coach, 2 the greatest players to ever play the game with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, and right there, that 15-1 in the playoffs, that's the gold standard. I mean, Kobe and Shaq were very motivated that year, and I think they're in the conversation for best team ever.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of this one.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Batum comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Monks checked in for Lamb. And Walker subbed in for Parker. The Hornets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. 2 shots. A terrific all-around player. Walker's improvement from range, Chris, has taken his game to another level.
Oh, yeah. He was much better inside the arc when he entered the league. But over his first 4 seasons, he shot around 31% from 3. Then something clicked. Now, he's a factor.
Now, here's Batum. He's outside. Walker. Monk sets the screen for Walker. Six to shoot. From 12 feet out. No good. Shot missing. And the Lakers going the other way now. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
I mean, come on. How are you going to win on the road if you can't capitalize what's being handed right to you?
Charlotte calls timeout. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Tough night. I mean, they attacked on both ends, and unfortunately for them, they just got called for a lot of fouls.
No question. The officials were active, trying to keep control of the game that affected the substitution pattern.
Williams, he's checked in for Kaminsky. JaVale McGee's checked. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Is checked in for ball. See, we have a quick tactical question here. As a big, when you're defending the pick and roll, what are the things you're looking to do? How do you handle that?
Okay, I'm going to try to rapid pace this because this is what goes through your mind. What did coach say in shoot? Wait a minute, who is this? Is this Steph Curry that can dribble, or is this Thompson that loves to take a step back? Or is it a player like Durant that loves to hit you with the step back? Or who's setting the pick? Is it a guy like Thompson that's going to slip? Or is it a guy like Dwight Howard that they can throw it up to? Is it Capella that may slip and go through and you still throw it up to and you can't get back? Who's communicating? Who's on my team in the corner? What shooters in the corner? Because they can't leave the corner to come help. Do I hedge hard? Do I not hedge hard? Oh no, this is the NBA. It's the greatest players in the world, and even if you do it right, they're going to score anyway. That's kind of what goes through your mind.
That is something else. Williams is out there with Batum, and there's Monk, then it's Zeller, and it's Walker in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Stolen by AI. Expanding his range, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Out left of the wing. Zeller dishes to Monk. Knocks it loose. And Batum kicks to Walker. And just miss after miss right now.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
And the versatility of Caldwell Pope, not just the score from outside, but also a threat to shoot the ball close to the hoop as well.
Charlotte calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, of course, there's no shortage of storylines in Los Angeles. Now, last season, some people thought that Lakers coach Luke Walton had lost his players. The front office seemed slow to come to his defense. Now, Walton was a high-profile hire from Golden State in 2016, and you wonder if the Lakers will remain committed to their young coach if they can't start winning more regularly. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Lamb is checked in for the Hornets. The Lakers also with the sub. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for JaVale McGee.
Yeah, another first-year head coach who came up ranked as an assistant. James Borrego had been an interim head coach for the Magic in 2015. He was quickly took the permanent job with Matt
Kuzma sets a screen. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And talking about Borrego leaving Orlando, and in some ways turned out to be a blessing.
You're right, Kevin. I mean, he spent the next few years in San Antonio as an assistant to Popovich. His second stint as an assistant with the Spurs. The first time around, though, he was part of a 2-time championship team. This man has winning in his genes.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for Charlotte. Parker comes in for Kemba Walker. Parker's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
Well, I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but they found a weakness in the defense.
Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And Lamb kicks to Monk. 6 on the shot clock. From deep 3-point range, the offensive rebound. Here's Hernan Gomez. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And Gomez has got his first basket of the night.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
It's stolen by Lamb. One-on-one fast break. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That's on LeBron James.
And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
Charlotte making a switch. Kid Gilchrist is checked in. And then for the Lakers, Josh Hart, he's checked in for LeBron. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Rondo against Parker. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. Hernan Gomez kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Kaminsky sets the pick for Kid Gilchrist. Ingram with the steal. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. It's AI on the wing. No good from outside. Hornets trail by 13.
Yeah, thinking back to Kaminsky's first affiliation with the NBA, I mean, when he was 5 years old, his aunt and uncle worked for the Bulls. Frank had access to the practice facility when Jesus.
Watch out! Watch out!
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stop and some great basketball going on. Charlotte's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. There's the pick. And Lamb kicks to Parker. Kaminsky sets the pick for Parker. Shot clock at 6. Charlotte again missing. Lakers leading by 15 to the inside. Here's Ingram. And the layup falls. Ingram's got 10 points in the game.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Parker kicks to Kaminsky. On the wing, Lamb. They need this. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Next step for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. AI, no good. Upside, Kid Gilchrist. Good on the 13-footer.
Crucial for Kid Gilchrist that he nails these shots. Always working on experiments.
AI has been on display for the Los Angeles Lakers. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. And how about a look now at our assist to the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about spotting his teammate, flashing to the basket, and led him perfectly there with the assist.
Passing with a purpose. I mean, he talked about it. Look, you're not just moving the ball around. You're trying to...
Charlotte making some changes. Zeller, he's checked in for Williams. Monk comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Walker subbed in for Parker. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Ingram. LeBron comes in for Josh Hart. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Ball. And AI subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Taking a look at the Lakers. We've got Caldwell-Pope. JaVale McGee is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's AI. And it's LeBron in at the small forward. Charlotte calls timeout. Chris, LeBron James here with the Lakers signed a 4-year deal with the team that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, Kevin. And what is scary, though, is LeBron just doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, Father Time is undefeated, but he could be at this level of greatness all 4 years. And to think this might not even be his last big contract, that's just stupid. I mean, that speaks to the greatness of LeBron.
Outside, Walker softly drops in the floater. Walker's got 4 points this quarter.
Walker's a scorer first. Shots like that floater are an integral part of his arsenal.
McGee is screen on Walker. Caldwell-Pope passes to AI. And it's off from 3-point range. Now, here's Monk. Not a lot of room. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Nick Batum, a versatile swingman out of France, a solid shooter and able to create for himself and his teammates.
And for Batum, a steady vet, but a huge contract.
Yeah, and that infamous summer of 2016 with the cap spike I mean, he's a capable starter, but 5 years, 120 million, boy, that's a pretty penny. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Lakers.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deep a hole. Very little time now to climb out.
Here's Walker. Rejected by AI.
Weighing in with some strong D. AR read.
Paano ko natapal yun? Tapal ko siya pagtalong. Yun, may konti.
He can make a difference at that end.
Anong dribble?
55 seconds left in the game. Kuzma sets a screen. Here's AI. Gets that one through the hole to make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Batum. LeBron with some nice deep.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
AI can't hit. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Hooked away. There's the triple. Another by AI. Walker dishes to Monk. Back to Walker. Bucket is good.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow muscles in tough shots.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here to come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight, says, I think, Greg. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Maganda si NBA 2K20. Kuya, ayos na to. Isang oras na. Oo na, sige na. Yan, NBA 2K21. Uy, napatay mo yan. Singkain kita. Oh, hindi nag-comment. Up. Ay, upgrade muna ako na stamina.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play against the Los Angeles Lakers. Looking at the Lakers, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. Let's do this.
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. Looking at the Lakers, they took the win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
Hey, look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
I think, Greg, they didn't let the crowd or the noise get to them. And they have to be happy with how they played and executed on the road in that one.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma is out there with LeBron James. Then it's AI. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2 spot. Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both. Well, we're around the halfway point now, Doris. Some clubs are obviously in a rebuild mode, but it can be hard for many team owners to accept that and accept that path they're on.
Well, when you've been the guy to make that financial investment, there can be a little bit of impatience because one of your responsibilities is keep people in the seats. You've got to pay the bills. What you have to do is you make clear to the fans the vision that they have. If you make it clear, Kev, maybe they can sort of embrace the rebuild and celebrate the step-by-step progress.
Now here's Porzingis after Enes Kanter's miss. Bucket is good.
Well, we see a de-emphasis of the mid-range shot opportunities in today's NBA, but Porzingis excels in that area.
Now here's AI. Against Charlotte, he was really on his game. To the right side. The shot's good from McGee.
Shots good from McGee.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Ntilikina passes to Kanter. Caldwell Pope against Hardaway. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Count it. AI's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, some physical defense right there, but AI unfazed, takes it head on, and that's the heart of a winner.
On the wing, Hardaway. Here's Ntilikina. And it's off target, not sure why he took that one.
1 for 4 right now, a little sluggish coming out of the gate.
James misses.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
The shot's good from Ntilikina.
And Ntilikina has that nifty floater. He just gets it up so fast, making it virtually unblockable.
AI, his shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
And here we go. Fast break, and AI's got it. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Kuzma kicks to AI. Clock at 6. Back to Kuzma. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock. Kuzma's got his first points.
Boy, that makes them 4 out of 5 to start this thing. They're finding very good shots early on.
And now, here's Hazonia. James covering. Here's Porzingis. Kuzma pulls it in.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Well, you think about the New York Knicks last season and any number of challenges they faced.
Abel si Lebron yun.
Baso kutsara. Beng beng beng. Beng beng beng.
Jarrett Jack was probably the closest thing they had to a legit playmaker in the NBA. Here's a guy who led his team with 5.5 assists per game.
Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the night.
Very hard to contend with a player with the size and touch and well-rounded offensive game that Kristaps Porzingis has.
James kicks to AI. Caldwell Pope right side. AI sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. LeBron dishes to AI. The Knicks pull it in. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game, offensive rebounding, or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
You know, if you're going to create more points, you need to create extra possessions. And getting wiped out on the boards kept that from happening.
Once considered a huge bust, Mario Hezonja has started to come alive and find his place in the NBA.
Let's remember, this is a man who got his rookie option.
We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. AI outside. Pass to McGee. Shoots over Cantor. McGee's shot is off. Knicks trail by 13. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got LeBron James. Hart is out there with AI. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Ingram in at the three. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Hornets put on a show. He scored 17 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. It was a wonderful showing for him. He helped the team snap that losing streak. Can he help them win another one tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Hey, David, thank you. He was such an important part of everything they did in that game.
Yeah, maybe his line in the box didn't jump off the page, but he was outstanding for them.
And I think they need the same kind of performance from him tonight. He doesn't have to dominate, but he does have to be a steady influence.
To Hart. To the paint, looking for McGee. He gets it there. Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleashed chaos moment. And so it's New York with it. A 12-point game. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flash at times.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
Frank Ntilikina is checked in for the Knicks. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Now we're going to chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And checking out the Lakers, 6.5 games behind them.
And when I look at the Lakers, they've looked very solid here to start the season. What surprised me the most is just how much confidence this group is playing with.
They really do look like they came into the season with the belief that they belong in the conversation among the best teams in the league.
Hardaway pitch to Moody. New York moving it around. And Cantor throws it down.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Of course, at times out there, things get a little heated. Some people feel like the whistle's being blown too quickly on some of these technical fouls. What do you think?
I would actually completely disagree, Kevin. I think there are certain players who are given far too much latitude and others for whom the whistle does come too quickly. So I think it would be better and more helpful to the officials, the teams, and also the fans to understand what is and what does cross a line. Because to me, there's no consistency, there's a lot of confusion, and I think it works both ways. Sometimes too long of a leash, sometimes too short.
Excellent appraisal.
And these are shots AI can make. Confident when it comes to shooting from the inside.
Cantor inside, guarded by McGee. Cantor kicks to Moutier. Cantor with a screen on Caldwell Pope. Ntilikina can't hit.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
And it's AI missing. Knicks trail by 11. The wide open look here for Porzingis. And the Knicks get another bucket right there.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
How about the day before the draft? Kristaps Porzingis said it was Kobe.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Los Angeles leading by 11. Enes Kanter is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Hezonja. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Ntilikina in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. AI's gone 3 for 8 tonight from the field. Hezonja on the wing. Covered by LeBron. Hezonja, the pass to Ntilikina. Porzingis is double. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Kanter. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Kanter's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Knicks. McGee a screen. Here's AI. That's tipped.
Encouraging to see Kanter trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
And here we go. Fast break, and AI's got...
Boy, searching for some rhythm here at the start of the second half. That's their third straight miss.
Hezonja kicks to Ntilikina. He dishes it to Kanter. Here's Hardaway. Lays it up and banks it in. Hardaway has got 5.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. getting stronger, and that's a problem when he's trying to finish through contact.
And the slam dunk by McGee.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleashed chaos moment.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
And we can blame it on a terrible defensive breakdown, one that could possibly swing the momentum here.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Stolen by AI. And they're pushing it up. Here's James. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Enes Kanter.
And the leadership James brings to this team is incredibly valuable. When things get tight, they look to the king to provide for them.
Catching up on the changes for New York. On Baker, he's checked in for Hezonja. Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Ntilikina. Hardaway kicks to Kanter. Rebound by JaVale McGee. Lakers leading by 8. Floats it up for James. Now here's Mudiay. He's guarded closely. Down low. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, at 7'3", yes, he can dunk. But with that athleticism and his sense for the dramatic and his flair, look out, folks. He can be special.
Timeout called the Lakers. Court vision, Dora, is one of those intangible skills. You had it when you played, and when it comes to seeing the floor, I'm sure you have people that impress you with the way they see what's going on.
Kevin, I feel very lucky and fortunate to have witnessed one of the seminal players of his generation and arguably the greatest passer in the history of the NBA, and that's LeBron James. I mean, this guy's ability to make any pass, to put a 50-foot pass on a rope from one side of the floor, maybe from the hash mark to the opposite corner, and put it in the shooting pocket of different players is mind-boggling. At the center spot, you've got the young and talented and pass first center of Nikola Jokic. And then, of course, the man who, to me, for a 10-year stretch, was the best pure point guard in the NBA, and that's Chris Paul. And listen, historically, some of the guys I loved watching, Steve Nash, John Stockton, I loved Mo Cheeks. Listen, I'm very partial to men who want to distribute the basketball and who take special relish in watching guys score baskets off their work.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, of course, there's no shortage of storylines in Los Angeles. Now, last season, some people thought that Lakers coach Luke Walton had lost his players. The front office seems slow to come to his defense. Walton was a high-profile hire from Golden State in 2016, and you wonder if the Lakers will remain committed to their young coach if they can't start winning more regularly. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Here's Moutier. A rebound by the Lakers. LeBron's got 3 rebounds now in this one. But they'll get another chance. The shot's good from McGee.
That's a big payoff for crashing the offensive boards. Go to work.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, I think Coach calls his timeout right now because he's not happy with the distribution of shots. Difficult shots, contested shots. You've got to get a better offensive rhythm.
A different look for New York. A lot of times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM because the rich can get richer, and it can tilt things for the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well. So for the Lakers right now, they've got AI. LeBron James is out there with Kyle Kuzma, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2. No other screen, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
He completely lost focus since the break, turning the ball over multiple times, and that's after no turnovers in the first half.
And the Knicks making a change here. Porzingis is checked in. LeBron dishes to AI. Misses the 3. Knicks trail by 9. Hazonia on the way. James covering. AI from long range goes up, and it's McGee with the jam.
And he's a team player who enjoys involving his guys. AI, someone you can trust to share the rock.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. That's going to be at about. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And for that matchup against the Rockets, even though they should get the win, I would expect it to be a bit of a battle. Just because they are favored doesn't mean it's an automatic W.
Neely Keenan kicks the cancer. Here's LeBron. All in the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
The strength of LeBron is something that is never going to go away, and it will always allow him to finish plays like that.
LeBron signing a 4-year deal with the Lakers. Greg, many speculated it might happen, but it was still a shock to many.
It makes sense from LeBron's standpoint. Son plays in LA for high school. LeBron has a lot of business interests.
Taas daw eh. Dito pala si Libro, no? Dito pala si Libro na lang. Pwesa na. Nasaan na... Punta natin yung tinapal. Bolang-bola. Bolang-bola. Dikit. Diyan ka lang.
Foul na eh.
Oo nga, Paul na. Bolang-bola eh.
Well, and also what's interesting is that when LeBron's contract ends, his son could potentially be coming into the NBA as a rookie.
And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And here are the Lakers. They're on a 13-5 run. AI, the screen. Knocked loose. Stolen by Kansas. Here's Porzingis. The teardrop falls in. Porzingis has got 11 in the second half.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Caldwell Pope pass to McGee. McGee a screen. There's AI with a three. And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 15. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Michael Beasley.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
These fans have been stunned by his performance. Of all the players they thought might do the most damage against him tonight, his name was not high on that list. Ntilikina kicks to Porzingis. Pass to Ntilikina. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad, and I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer. Just 4 to shoot. Porzingis can't hit.
Stephen Gary.
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Porzingis is double.
Kaya natin kung aabot si Kuzma. Jumble na ba?
So it's the Knicks now. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer. Sinks the three-pointer.
Well, Kevin, how about the shot mechanics of your second footer? Kristaps Porzingis is efficient in catch and shoot.
McGee is screen. AI off target. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
Ako na escape. Parang 2 minutes na lang.
Wala na.
Escape mo pa. Di ba may patalastas yan?
Wala. Iba to. Hindi man totoo 17. Hindi magkano.
2 minutes.
Kunyari, ang gagawa na. Palitan ko na ng buhok ko. Uy. Ano ito? Kulot ah. Chocolate, din ka, chocolate. Nahit yan eh. Loh, pangit itong puta. Bako. Oh.
Ayan, mas maganda pa yun.
Uy, one line. Double line.
Pangit naman ang double line eh.
Ano to?
Parang kalmot.
Okay. Ito. Sharp neck. Pangit ang putik. Road. Pangit, wag na. Ito. Tips. Na maganda. Maganda pa yung ano. Ito. Dalawa pala kahit niya ito. Sa dito pa.
Maganda pa yun.
Okay. 130 na. Okay. Exit. Exit doon. Nagipag-trade na ako ng GPU.
Are you sure you want?
Nakangaya sa ano ko, lagi kong kasap eh. 20 lang kasi meron siya eh.